his light. He tried his best to smooth the waves, to make them shine outright, which felt quite strange, for all of this was happening at night.
The moon looked on displeased and pale, annoyed at what she saw. The sun had no right lingering there beyond the daylight law.
It's rude of him, she seemed to say,
to meddle like this,
raw. The sea was wet as wet can be, the sand was dry as bone. No cloud was hanging anywhere, the sky was clear alone. No birds above, no wings at all, no living thing had flown.
The walrus and the carpenter walked slowly side by side. They wept to see the endless sand spread out so far and wide. If all this ground were swept away, what glory, both replied.
If 7 maids with mops in hand
worked half a year, she said,
could they clear all this sand away?
The walrus wondered, head tilted,
no chance.
The carpenter replied and sighed, his spirit wilted.
Oh, oysters, come and walk with us,
The walrus called out wide.
a pleasant talk, a gentle stroll along the rolling tide.
Not too many
Just a few
to walk along beside.
The eldest oyster watched them both, but chose to say no word. She gave a wink, she shook her shell, a silent warning heard. She would not leave her resting place, though others might be stirred.
But younger oysters hurried in,
Excited for the day,
though scrubbed and neat in every way,
they quickly came to play.
which still was odd, since none of them
Had feet to walk that way. And more arrived and more again, in growing eager streams. They filled the shore, they filled the foam, like something out of dreams, all tumbling through the surf in lines, drawn forward by its gleams. The walrus and the carpenter walked onward for a while, then stopped beside a resting rock and waited with a smile. The oysters formed in careful rows, arranged in simple style. The time has come,
the walrus said,
to speak of many things,
of shoes and ships and sealing wax,
of cabbages and kings,
of why the ocean seems to boil,
and whether pigs grow wings. Please wait a bit, the oysters cried, we're tired from the way. Some out of breath and all quite full, we need a pause, we pray.
No rush, the carpenter replied.
They thanked him right away.
A loaf of bread, the walrus said,
with vinegar and spice.
a proper meal requires these things.
They make it all quite nice.
And if you're ready, oysters dear,
We'll dine without thinking twice. Not us, the oyster voices cry, their tones now edged with fear.
after your kindness, such a thing
Would be too grim to hear.
the night is fine,
The walrus said,
observe the view from here.
so kind of you to join us here.
You've been so very nice,
The carpenter continued on,
now pass another slice. I wish you'd listen when I speak,
I've said it once, twice. It seems a shame, the walrus said, to trick them in this way, after we brought them out so far to wander and to stray.
the butter's thick, the carpenter said, and did not pause or sway.
I weep for you,
The walrus said,
with sorrow in his eyes, yet choosing still the largest ones, despite his tearful cries.
he hid behind a handkerchief to mask what truth implies. "Oh, oysters," said the carpenter,
"You've had a pleasant run.
"shall we return now all together?"
No answer came from anyone,
Which was
not strange at all, because they'd eaten every one.